Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tony, and the channel is Tony Talks Cards. This is going to be a VR with a few extra discussion topics for my new friend John over at Nerding Out with Cards. John's a newer channel, and about a few weeks ago asked the card community to say, hey, is there a channel that inspired you to pick up a certain card? Were you inspired by someone's content? And because of that inspiration, you picked up a card, a set, a player, maybe a type of collectible in some way, maybe. And so that's a lot. I mean, I think for me, almost every card I've bought since joining on YouTube in some way has been inspired, at least in the focus I've had by other content creators. And I subscribe and follow a lot of channels, so it's hard to narrow down one. But one card did come to mind that when I thought about it, and here's how I kind of framed up the VR response. I have a lot of cards, but is there a card in my collection I bought recently that if you would ask my 10-year-old self, 10-year-old Tony, and how he collected back, when I was 10, 1989, 1990, this card, would you have bought this card? He would have said no. He would have said, no, the card is of someone, I don't know who it is. It's not the sport that I collect mostly. I don't know what type of manufacturing this is. This card looks strange to me. And the card is damaged. Like for those three or four reasons, I wouldn't have bought this card. But here, all these years later, I was inspired to buy this card specifically for several reasons because of a channel that I follow and really enjoy watching. So that's kind of how I framed up my view of this VR. And it was really fun to think about that and how my collection has evolved and where I'm really happy with this card, but it wouldn't have been a card I would have ever sought out for my 10-year-old self. So I will show the card real quickly here. I will then turn the camera around. We'll talk about the player, the card, of course, the channel that inspired me, of course, too. And then we'll go from there. So here is the card. Sorry, it was not out of the plastic yet. It is a Diamond Star card. 1934, 1936. It says 1935 on the back, and the player is Stonewall Jackson. He played all his career with the New York Giants. So I will talk more about this card, why I picked this card, and why I would not have picked this card by my 10-year-old self, and the channel who inspired me to get this card here when I turn the camera around. So I'll be back in just one quick second. Well, hey, welcome back, guys. This is Tony. The channel is Tony Talks Cards, and we are talking about Hall of Famer Mr. Travis Jackson. And I showed this card earlier, so I want to talk about more why I picked this card. Like I alluded to, I think in the first part of this video, this would not have been a card I would have picked had you talked to my 10-year-old self. But I was inspired by our friend in the YouTube community who I haven't met yet, and I always feel weird calling people out who I haven't met yet in person, obviously, but Mookie Chilson. Mookie's channel, I enjoy watching, found him probably 4 or 5 months ago. And he is known for enjoying and showing off pinhole cards. And this card in that top left corner there has a pinhole, very, very tiny, but it's there. On the back of the card, it got a little raised edges to it where it was poked through the cardboard there. But I would not have liked this card. I would not have even looked at this card. If someone had offered me this card, I would have said, no, it's messed up. It's damaged. Like I don't want the card. I don't know who this is. I was a football card collector. It's too small. Like all these things would not have been reasons to buy it. But watching Mookie's channel and hearing how he talks about these specific cards and why he collects them and cards he has, and how minute that pinhole can be in a card that's 90 years old and from a time where kids did take thumbtacks and did pin cards up on their wall or in their binders or in their notebooks. I mean, people did that before cards were thought to ever be valuable 90 years later. So just all of that was an inspiration to me. So thank you, Mookie, for doing your videos, having your enthusiasm and education about the cards you own. You were definitely inspiring me to pick this card up and enjoy it and love it in its raw form right now. So, but on top of that, I want to just call out a little bit about Mr. Travis Jackson. He's someone I would not have known. He sounds like someone's a friend of mine. Like Travis Jackson sounds like a name from when I was in grade school, but I would not have known he was a Hall of Famer, let alone Stonewall was his name. So a little bit about him. He was born in Waldo, Arkansas, and died in Waldo, Arkansas, too. He lived to be almost 84 years old. He played both shortstop, and I think later in his career, he played third base. And while we're talking about Arkansas, I want to call out another channel who I really enjoy watching. It's Go Crazy Card Collecting. I'll make sure and link Mookie's channel and Go Crazy Card Collecting in the description. But he was doing some series on Arkansas baseball players, players from Arkansas. So he may have gotten to Mr. Stonewall Jackson already, but if not, hopefully you get a chance to look at this and take a peek for a couple minutes here. But wanted to make sure and call you out since I knew you did some work with Arkansas-based baseball players. So here you go. He was discovered at 14 and recommended to be signed by the New York Giants farm system at 14 years old. He played his whole career beginning around 18 or 19 with the New York Giants from 1922 to 1936. He ended his career with a 291 batting average, just shy of 1,800 hits, and just under 1,000 RBI. His best home run year was 1929 with 21. His highest batting average year was 1930, where he batted 339. And his highest RBI year was 1934, where he just eclipsed barely over 100 with 101 RBI. He won a World Series with the Giants in 1933, and he was a member and a starter for the 1934 All-Star team for the NL. The 1934 All-Star Game is also known for his teammates' amazing performance, pitcher Carl Hubbell, where he struck out Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Fox, and later a few other Hall of Famers I'm forgetting the names of right now in the later innings. But despite the NL pitcher's success, Carl Hubbell's success in striking out those amazing Hall of Famers in the 34 All-Star Game, the AL did win the game 9-7. Like I said, he played about 15, 16 years. He was had a bunch of injuries earlier in his career, which held him back in some of his seasons. And the back of this card talks a bit about more of his career and the injuries he had. So let's read that real quick. Travis Jackson is one of a long series of famous shortstops for the New York Giants. Though still young and with years of athletic service left, he was handicapped by a knee injury which nearly ended his career in 32. Last year in 34, he found a new lease on life when moved to third base. Knee and shoulder injuries are the most disastrous hurts in baseball, affecting the speed of foot and throwing. He is still one of the best hitting infielders in the game, a rarity since a shortstop who can hit above 300 and field above 970 is rated doubly valuable in a day when managers will often carry a man who hits a bare 250 for the sake of his sharp fielding. Travis Jackson, there he is, born Waldo, Arkansas, 31 years old. Copyright 1935 National Chicle Company, Cambridge, Mass. So that's Mr. Travis Jackson, Stonewall Jackson. I believe the Stonewall came from the fact came from his good fielding percentages and how he was a stonewall. I think when it came to balls being hit his way, but others may be correct me on that if I'm not if I'm wrong about that. So again, shout out to Mookie Chilson. Thank you very much. Shout out to Go Crazy Card Collecting and your Arkansas research interest for baseball players. And thanks for the inspiration, John, over at Nerding Out with Cards. I appreciate the chance to get this card out and really think about and ponder why I got it and why I'm extremely happy to own this card in its raw form with a pinhole of a Hall of Famer. I didn't know who it was, didn't know much about him or what team he played for, but for about $40 or so that I bought this for, happy to own it and hopefully enjoy the VR, John. Good luck with the rest of your submissions and hope to be inspired by more of those who respond to you and maybe find some new channels I don't know about and new cards and new collecting avenues I don't know about either. So thank you very much. Have a great rest of the day and I'll talk to y'all soon.